Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I am Dave Grendzynski, and this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news that's tied to our favorite team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked our previous episode. We are getting there, folks. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel. We are never been closer to 10,000 subscribers than we are today. I will tell you that much, and I can't thank you enough. When we get to 10,000, we will give the orange quarter zip a rest. It will get a day off. That's what we do every time we cross a threshold. On subscribers, we change up the fit. So we will change the fit for one day when we hit 10,000. Also, thank you to everybody who is a member of the Browns Latest Dog Pound and those of you who get your comments in the viewer comment section. Now, today is a Take a Minute Tuesday where we take a minute and see how much better we feel about what happened on Sunday. Also, J.J. Watt is only half right with this Twitter rant that he put out there about the Browns quarterback situation. Did Tua do something that I think one of the Browns team's leaders should do heading into this week against Miami? And down in the viewer comments, someone has a message for Shadur. But first, before we get to all of that, we got to take a minute. We had Meltdown Monday yesterday, and today is Take a Minute Tuesday. And so we will take a minute to think about this. Do we feel any better about what happened on Sunday? So let's take a minute. No, absolutely not. We need to blow this whole thing up. The offensive side of the ball has to go. Has to be destroyed and start over with somebody new. Because we're looking at the same thing every single week. I mean, it just gets, the more you look at it, the worse it gets. And I mean, everybody, where I was a month ago, everybody's finally caught up. So everybody's now wants Stefanski fired. Everybody now says the offense is terrible. Everybody now says Dillon Gabriel's a backup. Blah, 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 blah. It's like you guys went to the future. If you've been watching this show for the last month, 6 weeks, you might feel like you've been to the future and now everybody else is just caught up because it's going nowhere fast. And check this out from a Robert Watson III, sounds very formal, from Sports Illustrated, who says, Cleveland desperately needs a spark and fast. How do you get it? Shedeur Sanders has the same level of confidence and infectiousness that Baker Mayfield displayed during his time in Cleveland, getting fans and teammates alike to believe in him. And that is exactly what you need. But it's not just the quarterback that would cause the spark. You got to get rid of Stefanski. He's got to go. You've got to inject some kind of excitement into because right now, every single Browns fan is so sick of watching this offense, this middle school offense that does nothing. And then, like, you watch the Browns play offense, and then you go and you watch other games on Sunday, and you're like, oh, this is what an NFL offense is supposed to look like. Okay, I see. Now I see how teams score more than 20 points. Or how about score more than 10 points? It's so bad. And there's no way out of this. Why are we doing this every single week? What is going on? But the proper move to make is to just make Schwartz the head coach. Get rid of Stefanski. Let Reese run the offense. Bottom line. That's it. Did you see Tennessee fired their head coach, Brian Callahan? Didn't even gave him a season and almost a third. Not even that's it. Done. They think they have their franchise quarterback. I don't think they do. I don't think he's that good. But they said, okay, we can't take this. We've seen enough. We're out. I mean, he gave up play calling. Like how does that happen? Everybody else fires their coach except us. I don't get it. And then, like, the other thing, Andrew Berry is part of this too now because we don't have the player. We had a good rookie draft. Yeah, we had a good draft. We have some good rookies this year. But the rest of this offense is a complete mess. We have no wide receivers. They believed in what they had in the wide receiver room, and they all stink. The offensive line, they believed what they had in the offensive line, and that all stinks. I was trying to be glass half full guy, but now you see it. I told you Cam Robinson was going to stink. The acquisitions they make, all of it. But here's the thing. You got the same people making the same decisions for the defense, right? But what's the difference? Why is the defense so good? Because you have a good coach over there. That's why. We may have good enough players, but we don't have a coach to get it out of them right now on the offensive side of the ball. We've got to blow it up. It's got to go. It's the only way this is going to get any better. And then how about Mike Tomlin even ripping on Andrew Berry? Like, why would you trade the quarterback that you thought was good enough to be your starting quarterback at the beginning of the year? Why would you trade him to a division rival? What are you thinking? He must be smarter than me, is what Mike Tomlin said. He's always the smartest guy in the room. Mike, can you come here and coach our team, please? Can you? Now, actually, we got our next head coach. It is Jim Schwartz, and we have got to make this happen. We've got to blow it up. So take a minute. Tuesday's already turned into Meltdown Tuesday. For the love of God, this team will make you insane. Oh, my goodness. Now, it's time to talk about JJ. What is he talking about? JJ Watt goes on this big Twitter rant, puts out this diatribe on Twitter, and all he wants to do is talk about the Browns quarterback situation. And he says if the Browns thought Shador would give them a better chance to win, he would start. And maybe that day comes. I know there are many people out there very much looking forward to seeing what he's capable of at this level if given the chance, myself included. But jobs and livelihood are on the line. Keep that line in mind. Jobs and livelihood are on the line. Coaches and front offices don't just hold players back for no reason. They need to win, and they need to win fast. They'll do whatever it takes for that to happen. He goes on to say this is the position they put themselves in when they drafted two quarterbacks in the same class in the first 5 rounds. Whoever got the first chance to play was always going to have the potential distraction of the other quarterback and the what-if factor. It leaves room for error. It leaves no room for error, making mistakes, growing, maturing, and getting the benefit of the doubt in the court of public opinion. Now, here's what I'm going to say to this. What? What do you mean that jobs and livelihoods are on the line and that coaches and front offices need to win and win fast? Have you looked at our record the last couple of years? Have you looked at how many points a game we score? Not just this year, last year. Do you pay attention to any of that? What are you talking about? If jobs and livelihood are on the line, why haven't we fired Stefanski yet? Why would you draft a guy who everybody on the planet, everybody will tell you is a career backup quarterback in the NFL? If jobs and livelihood are on the line, why are you drafting Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round? Why? You could have got him in the 5th, 6th, 7th. Take your pick. Who knows if he would have been drafted? Why? Why? You cannot say that, J.J. Watt. I'm sorry. You can't say that jobs and livelihood are on the line and that teams need to win fast, because around here, that's not the case. We sat through the Deshaun Watson mess for 3 years. How about this? If jobs and livelihood are on the line, you need to win fast. Why are we going to Detroit, then coming home and going to London and then saying, nah, we don't need the bye week after London? I mean, we had to travel twice in a row, and so what? We'll go to Pittsburgh. We'll go play our arch rivals on fumes. Well, let's do that. J.J. Watt, you're a great player, but we are going to agree to disagree on this. I'm sorry. Shedeur would give us a reason to watch. You can see already in 2 games. Plus, it's not like he got all the reps with the first Gabriel. It's not like he's just been thrown into the fire with no experience and nothing. He got all the first team reps. He got like, it is what it is. Now, like, the comments are great between the references to hospital balls and ICU balls. That's all everybody sees, that he's throwing ICU balls, meaning he throws these passes because he's so short he can't get over the lineman. The only way to get it over the lineman is to throw it up in the air, and they reach up and they have to extend in the hospital as soon as they get hit. Why would you, if jobs and livelihood are on the line, J.J. Watt, why are we taking Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round? That's what I'm wondering. If the picks were flipped, and I've said this from the day of the draft, if these picks were flipped, everybody would be like, all right, works for me. If Shedeur was in the 3rd and Gabriel was in the 5th, there'd be no. Why would you take a career backup quarterback in the 3rd round? Explain that to me, J.J. Watt. Now, something that Tua tried to explain himself out of is the message he sent to his players. But what I think is we need somebody around here to do the same thing, but not send a message to the players. Send the message to the front office. And Myles Garrett, I'm sure he was on the cusp of saying something the other day when they asked him about rushing the quarterback with watching Pittsburgh getting the rush the quarterback with a lead. And all he could come up with was, must be nice. I'm telling you. So here's what Tua said. He gets in his press conference after they lost the other day, and he says, I think it starts with the leadership and helping articulate that for the guys and what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. We're getting that. We're not getting that. We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late. Guys not showing up to player-only meetings at all. There's a lot that goes into that. It's a lot that we have to get cleaned up. And it starts with the little things like that. But then Tua said, I didn't do it. I didn't mean that. Did you ever see The Simpsons with the I didn't do it boy? When every time Bart would do something, he'd break something or whatever, and everybody look at him and he'd just go, I didn't do it. And then he became famous for that. And they'd be like, say the line, Bart. Say the line. I didn't do it. And everybody get all excited. Well, Tua's doing the I didn't do it thing now. What he's saying is, though, he's saying, I didn't mean it. So, but here's the thing. It's already out there. You can't unhear it, Tua. And I applaud you for it. I think that's great. If guys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, call them out. This is what I think somebody needs to do. One of the team leaders on the Browns needs to get up on that in front of those microphones and say, listen, what is management doing? We have an offense that does nothing. Could you imagine if Myles Garrett would have got up there yesterday and said, look, he didn't have any problem popping off at the end of last year when he wanted a new contract. Well, how about be the leader now, Myles, and step up and say, listen, the offense is awful. We need a new coach. Help us. Hold up a white flag or a sign or something. Say, send help, please, somebody. Get us out of this mess because the defense is running out of gas. We need help. We need points. I don't think that would have hurt. I think that would have helped us tremendously. And I think it would have galvanized the team because they're all thinking it. Now we just need somebody to say it because management isn't doing anything about it. So something has to give. And so when I saw Tua did that, I'm like, that is exactly what we need. But don't target the players. You target the people in charge, and you say, listen. And then if they want to ship you out, so be it. You're Myles Garrett. Somebody's going to want you. But I thought, boy, oh boy, if Myles could have done that with the when he had the chance, and I give Myles credit for biting his tongue, but man, oh man, that would have been the time to do it when they asked him, hey, how'd you like watching all those Pittsburgh pass rushers get the rush with a lead? And he's like, yeah, must be nice. He could have turned that into something different. Could have been like a Tua talk. So, but I don't know, man. Maybe the rest of the team heard what Myles said. It must be nice. But and obviously the Miami players heard what Tua had to say. Now, something that is always heard, of course, are the viewer comments. And today we will start with Lux Extension Collection. Crazy. Myles is very unhappy with what's going on Kevin is losing the locker room. And again, this is why I thought Myles could have been the person to say that, because everybody knows Stefanski's losing the locker room. And that would have just put the stamp on it and forced somebody to make a move. Haslam. You got to blow this offensive side of the ball up. You've got to make Schwartz the head coach. You got to do something. We are a 2.5-point favorite somehow going into this Miami game. If they go out there and they blow this game, if they don't, here's the thing. Now it's not even about winning the game. Now it's about scoring 21 points. If they go out there, and even if they win the game and they don't score 21 points, everybody's still going to lose their mind. Because this offense is such a dead weight. It is the biggest dead weight in NFL history, this offense. That's where we're at. You've got to cut it loose. You got to make the change. At Don KGB. Ooh, is he a spy? Grizzard. Speaking of Reese, my guy, let him run the offense, and UCLA. Anyway, you can forward Stefanski's resume instead to there in Penn State. Browns have to let go. The train has left the station. I 100% agree, Don. I do. I 100% agree. Yep. Now Penn State, we are without coach. Yeah, that was what a brutal end of that. But of course, when you get a $50 million buyout, I'd be happy. I'd been like the last 3 years. I'd be like, fire me. Go ahead. Victor Grimes. I wonder would Stefanski be better in college? He might be. Maybe for somebody like Colgate or something like that, Holy Cross, maybe an Ivy League school. His offense might work in the Ivy League. Might. Victor Grimes. I would bench Gabriel today. Shedeur, you're up. Don't blow it. That is what we teased at the top. He's got that message for Shedeur. Here's the thing, though. We mentioned this, yesterday and after the game the other, we don't know how bad Gabriel is. This offense is so bad. He might be a little better than we think because, you stick Shedeur in there and he could look as equally as somebody made a good point, though. If Shedeur was out there and threw those near picks, PFF had him for 4 balls that were thrown that should have been interceptions. If Shedeur did that, oh my gosh, it would be World War III might start. At Humble Soul 7, it's happening today. I agree. Look at Dart with the Giants. Hella swag. With the same aura as Sanders. Look at what it did to the Giants. They've won 2 games. People are bought in now. They're all back. Same coaches. I am 100% though. We need a new coach. This isn't just about putting Shedeur in there because you got the same guy running the offense. It's just never going to work because we've been looking at this now for 6 years. And here's the thing that people forget about the Flacco winning at the end of the 2023 season. We played a bunch of teams at the end of the year that were some of the worst, that might have been the worst list of worst teams in the league that year. And so a lot of those teams were checked out, and we lucked into some of that too. So don't forget that. And then the playoff game we won, Stefanski was in the basement. And I will say that till forever because that is a fact. It is a fact he wasn't even there. The playoff game he was there, we got pummeled. The playoff game he wasn't at, we won. We rolled Pittsburgh. We'll end with Standing in the Gap Ministries, Inc. Is this another sponsor? Call FanArch, please. Standing in the Gap Ministry, Inc. says, should beat Miami, must win. Well, we're a 2.5-point favorite. We don't need the prediction pen this week to tell us if we're going to win. We're already a favorite. This is it. The question this week is, will we score more than 20 points? That's the question now, because this has gone beyond wins and losses now. This offense is tragically bad. So much for Take a Minute Tuesday. It's a Meltdown Monday all over. It's Meltdown Monday 2.0. We might have to rename Take a Minute Tuesday to Meltdown Monday 2.0 because this is what this team does to you, folks. All right, time to turn the corner. Let's get the ball. Let's get the ball up and running. Well, didn't hear that on Sunday. Nobody felt like barking after watching that mess. But the song will inspire us. The song will get us going. The song will get us the vibes we need. Heading into the new week against Miami as 2.5-point favorites. I want the over and under. I wonder what that could be. Let's go. It's broke. Even the ball doesn't want to. Look. Oh, there we go. Finally. The song. All right. Thank you, ball. Thanks for playing along. All right. Go Browns. We'll see you next time.